Schooling is a scam, man. None of the things that you study in school is like useful, and even like most of the higher education is useless. Like there are some very few higher education that actually is worth it, but most of it is just it's really like useless, to be honest. You'd never use it finally when you start working within your area of like education, man. I have a friend who told me that he helped one of his other friends to get a job where he worked in this big international company. And my friend, he's got an engineering degree, but his friend, the friend that he helped recruit, doesn't even have a degree. He just worked in this is like an engineering job, and this friend of his was like a mechanic or some shit like that. And I asked my friend like, hey man, why how come he got this job? I mean, he said like, oh, because he knows about like mechanic stuff, and he has like real life experience of these things. And basically it's like an engineering position where they like it involves like gas tubes, if I've understood it correctly. But yeah, the main point is that if you study like economics or some shit like that, hell no, you're not gonna use like 99% of the things that you've learned. You'll not use it in your workplace, and you you could have managed to learn the things from from the like the first 2 weeks at the job, like once you get the job, most of the jobs out there, they don't like even, yeah, you learn what you're gonna do at work. You don't need to like use anything that you've studied. As I said, there are some few exceptions, but you have to be very like selective, and you have to like sit down and really think what kind of jobs are like do you need an education for. Basically it's like the becoming a doctor, obviously, or like becoming a lawyer, law, and like accounting, because I don't know, like me, I was like I come from a very like humble family. My boomer parents told me like, oh, you gotta study, man. Everything will be like fine once you finish your schooling and finish your higher education. And I remember even like in middle school, I was thinking like I basically was on like auto autopilot mode. Like I didn't even start to think like what is the end point? What is the point of all this? And it's so simple. It's just that it will lead to a job. This is like the whole point of school. And for some reason I don't know if I was lazy or what, but I just thought like, oh, if I only study, everything will work out. I didn't like sit down and think, what do I want to do, or like what is the point of learning the Pythagoras what you call it, Pythagoras theorem or whatever it's called, or like these physics or chemistry, like none of these things, like I'm pretty sure like 99% of people doesn't even remember this, the laws they learned of physics or in chemistry. I had some few smart friends who actually in college they like skipped the most of the classes. They only went to like a few classes which they really were doing it because they liked it. It was like, I think it was like programming or math or English, and then basically they was slacking. They I didn't see them on any other class. I was like, why? He said, I don't care. I don't need this. I don't need this to become what I want to become. I don't need all of that other bullshit. And in hindsight, they were so right, man. They were so ahead, man. Here I was trying to ace every single class, like trying to get an ace in every subject. And I didn't know, like, why the fuck am I giving all my energy in like the, I don't know, the music class, or in like language. Why am I trying to ace these things? I don't even gonna need them. And yeah, man, schooling, needless to say, it's just uh, it's just for like making, basically it's like taking care of your kids so that the parents can like work, you know. It's basically like you know what your kids are doing so that you can work. Imagine if there weren't any school, like these 9 to 5s wouldn't be as easy, especially in uh, in like the pre, what you call it, the after like kindergarten and stuff, the first years of school, you know. I mean, the children are still young and somebody gotta feed them, they gotta be occupied. So yeah, the whole system is just so that the parents can go into the economy machine and the children can be basically somewhere well, supposedly safe. I think at least that's the point, right? Well, I'm pretty sure many of you would object to the to that school is safe for kids, right? Especially public school. You have all kinds of pupils, like kids from all kinds of backgrounds, or not all kinds, like not rich kids, like it's all like people from the lower classes, maybe like the middle class at most, and the lower classes, the people, the children of the white trash, the children of the single moms, the children with the abusive fathers, the children of psychos, of drug dealers, of drug addicts and alcoholics. And there you are, and now you have to like find your place, not get bullied. You have to fight back. It's basically a warfare in the like between the classes, right? It's basically like warfare. Like it's not like children are not like going just to have fun and play games. Like even when you do sports, I mean, between classes you go and do sport. Just go like and look. It's like a fight. They're like everyone is screaming at each other. Everyone is shouting and swearing and stressing. It was so damn stressful, man. And the teachers, they hate their job. Most of them, at least, from my experience, at least. And it was just pure, pure nonsense, to be honest. It's not, definitely not a natural. Like, if you just think about it, for most of history, kids have been grown up within the tribe. Like, maybe the tribes were composed of like 200 people, and how many kids in every generation? Maybe like 10, 20 kids, right? And most of the tribes, they're like families, so they already accept each other. So it's not like the kids have to go and be bullied or have to fight to like prove themselves and start making groups and hierarchies and finding the popular guys, who's the popular guys, who are the outcasts, who are the not popular persons. All of these things, it's like it's unnatural, really. It's a very unnatural situation. Of course, some people became becomes traumatized. Man, bullying, it sticks with you, man. I remember I was targeted by these two two. I was like small. I've always been like small and tiny, and I was targeted by these bullies. And I swear I didn't even like. I weren't even like not doing any. I didn't oppose them just because I was afraid of my father, to be honest. And because my father, he was like he couldn't. Yeah, he was very very hard with us, and we were all afraid of our father in our family. And I was afraid like if I would do something, I would go to like the teachers will talk with my father, and my father would would take it out on me. So, but one time I spoke with my, I don't know why, it was like a miracle. I spoke with my parents. Like one time I was just like, you know what, I want to change school because I don't want to like take this shit anymore, basically. And actually, my dear father, surprised me at that point. He actually said like basically that I should fight back, you know. And now, with my father's permission, the very next day, I as soon as class was finished, I looked up the leader of the bullies, and I just like basically picked a fight with him. And I remember it was so funny. I was like, "Why, you want to fight?" I think I'd like stood in his way intentionally so that he couldn't walk down the stairs or something, and in the hallway. And then he was like, "Hey, get out of my way, man." And I was like, "Why? What you gonna do? You wanna fight?" And then he was a little surprised, to be honest, but Yeah, we started fighting, and I remember I hit him in the eye. And this was like in grade two, I think. No, 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 wait. Maybe four. Four? I was like, I think 10, 11, something like that. I remember I didn't like even hit him that hard, but it was like the whole point, the general thing was that I fought back, and I remember the way I boxed him in the eye was like in like super slow motion or something, or at least that's the way I remember it. And then we fell down from the stairs, and people saw us, and then it became a thing like we had fought, and everybody were like, uh, there was a lot of attention on that. And basically after that they stopped like messing with me, to be honest. And all the other people, the other pupils, like you got some, I remember I got some respect after that, you know. People stopped messing with me. And yeah, but and I think like this was like one of the few times where the teachers didn't like talk. Yeah, they didn't even talk with my family, or they didn't even take us to like the principal's office or something. I think it was like because the teachers, they actually, yeah, they knew that these guys were picking on me. Yeah, they knew it. It was like it was going on for a while, and to be honest with you, the teachers didn't. They turned a blind eye to that. They shouldn't have done that because it's not normal. When teachers see that someone is like bullied, they should like talk with the people's parents and try to resolve it, you know. But they didn't want to help me. I remember it was like just like, you know, prison guards turn a blind eye to violence amongst the prisoners. So that's how did, like they let me, they didn't do anything. So, but one thing was good though, when I fought back they didn't do anything in that case either. So after that time either. So it was like a good thing at that time. And yeah, because most of the time, like the bullies, they gaslight you, they pick on you, and as soon as you fight back, most of the times the teachers will catch you, and you will go to the principal's office, and they will talk with your parents, while the bullies seem like the victims. And this is some bullshit, man. So the bullies, they can basically gaslight you, they can manipulate you, throw your belongings, pick fights with you when nobody sees. But as soon as you fight back, now you have done something wrong. So you should basically just let them bully you and you do nothing, right? Nah, hell no, man. You must fight back. You know, bullies are cowards, man. They it's an interesting thing. Bullies is a very interesting thing because they are cowards. It's sort of like they want to see, they pick on the guy who they feel will not fight back. As soon as you show them that you will fight back, they actually stop messing with you. And they will oftentimes it won't be a fight even if you just don't back down from the, if they come and like mess with you and you just hold your ground and stand your ground and look them in the eye with confidence and say like basic things like what you want to do, I'm not afraid of you, what you want to do, or you know, something like that. Just don't backing down, and then they will leave you because they are cowards actually. And I've thought about it. Sometimes I think it's like nature's way of like making you strong, or see, or like making the game go on, so to speak, so that you're not like I don't know. I can't like describe it, but what I have like noticed is that most bullies, they can't like even, they have this urge to like bully someone who is like weak, perceived as weak, or doesn't fight back, or for some reason indicates some weakness or vulnerability. So if you just like fight back in some way, then they will leave you. And then after that, they might actually want to be friends with you. Not all the time, but sometimes. Not all the time,